let's take a look at our top selections for Dan Illman, Mike Beer, two graded stakes races on tap at Santa Anita on Sunday. Let's throw up the field for race number 3. At the rare distance of 1.5 miles on the dirt in North America, it's the Grade 3 Tokyo City Cup. A field of 5, Tis a Magician is the heavy favorite on the morning line. This horse is graded stakes placed, was second in this race last year, and is dropping out of the big cap.
You know, I guess, Dan, at the end of the day, sometimes it's just about, the kind of field you're facing. And I guess that's why he's an odds-on favorite in here. I don't think he's any kind of superstar, but maybe he's just in the right spot.
He's a very imposing horse from a physical standpoint. He's bred to get this additional distance. He has tactical speed. We take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. Zestful has speed. So does Tis a Magician. It'll be an interesting cat and mouse game, perhaps for the first quarter mile, although they likely won't be going very fast.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they were going fast, but they should both be forward.
Multipliers banked over $500,000 in his career. He won the Illinois Derby in 2017, claimed for $50,000 3 starts back. The now 7-year-old is going to go turf to dirt, and that's worked well for him in his career. I don't worry about distance. He's very versatile in that standpoint.
Yeah, I don't think you worry about distance with him either. He's just a horse who, throughout his career, has really struggled to win races since that Illinois Derby, actually. It feels like it was just impossible for him to find the winner's circle, which he finally did back in February, Dan. Go back and look at that race. That's the kind of horse Multipliers become, facing 3 other horses and a 50 claimer, and he was just life and death to get it done.
Ronamo is the number 2. And let's watch Ronamo's last race, his 5-year-old debut. This race at a flat mile at Santa Anita. He is on the outside, and he's going to grind out to just miss. It's the story of Ronamo's career. 20 lifetime starts, 10 runner-up finishes. He's in good form. Big test from a distance standpoint. He's never raced past 9 furlongs, and his sire Runaway and Hyde more of a speed influence.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the distance could be a real problem for him. Stepping up in class could also be a problem for him. He's a horse who doesn't win that often, and he just doesn't really have that one race you can point to that makes you feel like he's going to upset this field.
The big favorite is a Magician. Again, the tactical speed, the class drop, the Beyer speed figures, 97, 98 from his last 2 races. In a little bit tight on the first turn last time out. He got to the outside. He tried to move in tandem with Express Train on the turn, and then he tired down inside. You could argue a repeat of that race would be good enough.
It probably would. Certainly a repeat of his race 2 back would probably be good enough as well. I mean, that San Pasquale 2 back, it was a very moderate pace he was setting in there, and he was only second best, but he was second best to a pretty good horse.
Lure him in. The number 4 is stakes placed on the turf, but we'll go back to his most recent dirt race last year at Gulfstream. He handled it just fine. Now, he is against only $30,000 claiming competition, but he showed some tactical speed in this day and looks comfortable striding under the wire. The recent turf form, good against some solid starter allowance company.
Yeah, and those races are as he gradually stretched out in distance too. So it makes you sort of feel like that the distance is no problem. You already know that he can handle dirt. Certainly this is a step up in class for this horse, but it's not like he's impossible in here.
Zestful sparred with Tis a Magician in the early portion of the San Pasquale, ended up finishing behind that one, returned from that effort in a $50,000 starter, and we're going to watch that race right now. He was 4 wide early, prompting this pace. He's on the attack on the outside. He just can't get past King Ebner while eventually changing back to his left lead, but his Beyers, you can't knock his last 3 speed figures.
Yeah, he's in good form right now. This is a little bit of a disappointing loss for a horse who was a pretty short price then. He had every chance to win this race. You see him go to his wrong lead there, and he just can't quite get by in there. He ran fine, but it was still a disappointing loss.
Let's take a look at our top pick for the Grade 3 Tokyo City Cup. Might be now or never time in graded stakes competition for Tis a Magician, dropping in class, and I think the 1.5 miles is within his scope.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it just feels like the kind of race where there weren't that many interesting alternatives, Dan. I mean, if he's going to win a big race like this one, I guess it'll be right here.
3-5 is where we go in the Grade 3 Tokyo City Cup, one of 2 graded races at Santa Anita on Sunday. Good luck.